Cleveland to come. The NBA play-in tournament is fun, and it took center stage on Friday.
Yeah, we'll get to the Bulls and Heat in just a minute. First up, the Kings beat the Warriors, earning them another shot to get into the playoff field. Pelicans lost to the Lakers, but as a 7 seed, got another try at home on Friday. But New Orleans was without Zion Williamson, who injured a hamstring against the Lakers. Pelicans perfect in the regular season against Sacramento, though, winning all 5 games against them, trying to do it again. Brandon Ingram ready for action. His scoring would be paramount with that guy on the bench watching. First quarter, Kings down 2. De'Aaron Fox knocking it down. Kings take a 1-point lead, but Fox just 4 for 16 from 3 in this game. Later, Kings up 5. Fox using his speed to get there. 11 in the first quarter. He led everybody with 35 points, but it took him 29 shots to get him. Kings up 2 at the end of the first. Willie Green not happy with his team's effort early on.
You got to up the level. Cross the board, take the hesitancy out, and shoot the ball when you open, drive it, kick it, okay? Play with that level of confidence. It starts on the defensive end.
They would respond. Second quarter, tied at 31. Najee Marshall gets his shot blocked, recovers, gets it to Trey Murphy III, and he knocks down the three. 16 for Murphy. Less than a minute later, Pelicans up 5. Larry Nance Jr. pokes it away from Fox, comes up with a steal, working the give and go with Murphy. And it's gone. 13 off the bench for Nance. Pelicans up 7. Smoothie King Center getting all worked up. Under 3 minutes left in the half. Pelicans up 10. Keegan Murray falls down. Marshall comes up with it. Big finish. He had 11 off the bench. Pelicans up 9 at the half. They've led at halftime in all 6 games against the Kings this season. They held Sacramento to 45 points in the first half, held them to 41% shooting for the game. Third quarter, New Orleans up 11. Harrison Barnes swatted away by Brandon Ingram. They get it to Herb Jones. Ingram knew it was good before Jones released it. The bench is hyped. The people are hyped. New Orleans up 14. Closing seconds of the third. We mentioned Ingram. They needed a big offensive night from him, and they got it. He had 24. Pelicans up 9 after 3. They shot 52% as a team. Fourth quarter, they're up 17. Watch the ball movement here. They eventually find Jose Alvarado. Knocks down the 3. 10 for Alvarado. The Pelicans bench outscored Sacramento's reserves 34-12. Pelicans win it 105-98, and it's on to Oklahoma City for them.
We know we could have played better, but it is what it is. They beat us, and they earned it. But we'll figure it out. We'll be better next year.
We deserve it. We deserve it. And that's how we felt coming into this game. That's how we felt coming into the last game, that we deserve to be in the playoffs. We are, you don't win 49 games by accident. That doesn't happen. You don't just slip up and do that in a historic conference. You don't do that. We're a really good team, and we deserve to be here. So we showed that tonight, and like I said, we're really proud to be going to Oklahoma.
They got 5 of those 49 against Sacramento in the regular season and then beat them again in the play-in tournament. Did you know? Did you have any idea?
No.
This is the first time any team beat another 6 times before the playoffs since 94-95 when the Nuggets went 6-0 against the Timberwolves.
The Bulls and Heat did battle for the 8th seed and the right to face the Celtics in the first round. No Jimmy Butler from Miami. Bam Adebayo and company looking to pull off the improbable against the Bulls. Rick Ross, Paige Becker's in attendance. And the Heat would be the team to get off to the hot start. Paige knows that. Caleb Martin contributing. He had 7 points. That basket would start a huge Miami run. 8 minutes left in the first tie game. Jaime Jaquez Jr. gets into the act. He had 21 points, and the Heat were up 3 after the made free throw. 30 seconds later, Heat on an 11-0 run, up 6. Kobe White? No. Bam Adebayo is there for the rebound. And how about this pass to Nikola Jovic? Heat up 8. Jovic had 5 points. 3.5 left in the first. Heat run is now 19-2. Miami up 25-13. Tyler Hero finding Kevin Love, who had 16 points, including going 10 of 10 from the line. It's a 22-2 run. 2 minutes left in the first. Hero. And the lob to Haywood Highsmith, who had 9 points. That alley-oop dunk made it a 26-2 run. The Heat end the quarter on a 28-6 run. They lead 34-17 after 1. It's 61-51 Heat. Hero. What a game. 24 points, 10 boards. He really took over and made up for Jimmy Butler not being there. How about this assist? Incredible behind-the-back pass to Martin for 3. 9 assists for Hero. What a pass. Miami goes into the fourth leading 82-60. Who saw this coming without Jimmy Butler? 10 minutes to play. Miami leads 86-65. Hero, he was 4 of 9 from three-point range. Heat dominating the Bulls. Take a listen to what the crowd started chanting. You're getting Boston. It all begins Sunday with their opener in the first round. Here's Coach Eric Spoelstra.
You know, these games are fun. The playing games are fun. You know, I'd rather not be in a playing game, but they're fun. And, you know, our competitors, you know, I think enjoyed that.
They came out, did what they were supposed to do. You know, played extremely hard, play together, physical, aggressive, more hungry out the gate. You know, I think we got it down to 11-10 a few times, and we couldn't pull away from there.
It's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be in the mud. It's not gonna be pretty basketball, and that's usually how it's been when we see that team. It's usually how it is. It's always competitive. Everybody always plays their best basketball in that series.
Well, the playoff matchups are set. The Heat will take on the Celtics in what will be their third playoff meeting in as many seasons. They were 0-3 against them during the regular season. The Pelicans, meantime, get the Thunder. The teams met 3 times during the regular season, with OKC winning 2 of them. The road team also won all 3 meetings.
For more, let's welcome in Danny Green. Danny, the Heat moving on to take on Boston. They met in the last 2 Eastern Conference Finals. We get it in the first round this time. We know about Heat culture, but no Jimmy Butler. So how do you see the series playing out?
It's going to be a tough one. I do see Boston getting the edge, but with Spo on the sidelines, you can never doubt him. You know, he's got some wizardry he's got going on. And the way these guys are playing collectively as a group, I love how the energy they have with Jimmy. So without Jimmy, they're going to need those guys like Caleb Martin setting up, DeLon Wright, Jaime Jaquez, obviously Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, but it really starts with Bam. Bam is the guy that needs to be the head of the snake in this series, defensively and offensively. He's got to protect the rim, block shots, start the break, and get in transition. He's got to push the pace, also DHO and be aggressive offensively, look for his own shot. So if he does what he's supposed to do and be the triple-double Bam we know he can give Miami a chance.
Meanwhile, the Pelicans moving on to Oklahoma City. I'm interested to see how this young Thunder team deals with the expectations that come with a 1 seed. What do you think about that series?
I think it's going to be a fun one, man. Fast pace, a lot of scoring. But for OKC to advance to the second round, what they got to do, rebound, rebound, rebound. It starts with Chet Holmgren. He's got to be the paint protector, paint enforcer, and rebound. Also, the guards have to help. But if they continue to play just their game, they should be fine, man. They're the better team. They're really good. And for New Orleans, they got to continue to do what they did tonight. Get everybody involved. Valanciunas was huge tonight. He's got to be enforcing the paint and put pressure on them and make them guard. So if they run out in transition and get some good guys going and get shots going, this could be a fun series to watch.
All right, when we get to the finals, Danny, who are your 2 teams that are going to make it there?
I think I'm with the rest of the world, man, and it's Denver and Boston's conferences to lose. So I see Denver and Boston doing it. Obviously, they're the best teams in the West and East. Well, OKC's number 1 seed, but Denver, still a really good team. Not as good as they were last year, to my opinion. They lost some depth, but the best team in the West and then the best team in the East is Boston. Boston should win this series, but I think I would give the edge to Denver because they just have more experience and coaching. So I know Joe Mazzulla's on year 2. They have the talent, but I don't know if he has enough to outsmart Mike Malone.
All right, we will see as the journey for the full field begins this weekend. Danny, we appreciate the breakdown. NBA play-in tournament, Kings and Pelicans, no Zion Williamson for New Orleans. No problem. They beat Sacramento again. Here's what Keegan Murray had to say about facing the Pelicans on Tuesday.
Yeah, you want to talk about a monkey on our back. The New Orleans, they've had our number the whole year, so we gotta figure a way how to contain them and guys coming off their bench. So it's a big matchup for us to try and get in the playoffs and a team that's beat us 5 times.
He knew about the guys coming off the bench, and they were a big part of the story. The New Orleans bench outscored Sacramento's 21-4 in the first half, and the Pelicans led 54-45 at the break. And then Rebirth Brass Band played at halftime, Linda. And there's no coming back in New Orleans.
No way.
When Rebirth takes the court at halftime. Under 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
You would know.
New Orleans up 17. The bench continues to contribute. Brandon Ingram had 24. Najee Marshall to Jose Alvarado. New Orleans bench outscored the Kings bench 34-12 without Williamson. Pelicans win it on to OKC.
it's a huge blessing. You know, I'm grateful to have this opportunity to lead this group. This is major for our organization to have playoff appearances 2 out of the last 3 seasons. And it's been up and down the last couple weeks, to be honest, and a lot of prayer, a lot of trust and having faith. And, you know, it leads to this point.
And this point is a matchup with the top-seeded Thunder. ESPN Bet has OKC as a -800 favorite to win the series and an 8.5-point favorite in Game 1. Thunder took 2 or 3 meetings between the teams during the regular season.
All right, as you saw at the top of the show, no Jimmy Butler for the Heat, but they didn't need him on Friday. Remarkable against the Bulls. Everybody else stepped up, including that guy, Tyler Hero. After being down 11-6, the Heat went on a 19-0 scoring run in the first quarter. That was tied for Miami's longest scoring run of the season. So many players contributed. You can see Adebayo, Hero, Jaquez, you name it. But let's get to Hero. He had 24 points. Heat up 57-44. Hero behind the back pass to Caleb Martin. 9 assists for Hero. He was the playmaker. He did it all. With style. How about the behind the back pass? Heat led 67-54. Just over a minute left in the third. Heat up 17. Hero gets a hold of the turnover, dribbles over half court, and then says, I got this. 4 of 9 from three-point range. Early fourth with a Heat up 22. Jaquez will slam it home thanks to Hero's great pass. But my goodness, that pass was the exclamation point. Heat on to Boston in the first round. Yeah, these two teams know each other extremely well. It's the 4th time they have met in the playoffs in the last 5 seasons, including the 3rd straight year. Each of the last 2 times these teams met, the series went the distance. Well, news from the Bucks. Damian Lillard practiced fully, but Giannis Antetokounmpo remained out of 5 drills on Friday as the Milwaukee Bucks continue to get ready for their playoff opener against Indiana. Lillard has been dealing with that sore abductor. Giannis has struggled with a strained left calf and is not expected to be back for Sunday's opener. So the Bucks enter the playoffs with 16-1 odds to win the title at ESPN Bet, tied for the 5th shortest odds of any team. Milwaukee, as I mentioned, will open the playoffs against a Pacers team that beat them 4 times in 5 meetings this year. With more on the opening round of the playoffs, here's our NBA Countdown crew with their series to watch.
So many excellent games on the slate on Saturday. Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, Kendrick Perkins. I'm Malika Andrews. We have our popcorn or caramel corn for some of us here on set ready to go for this one. But Stephen, I know that the 3-6 in both conferences is something you're keying in on. The Suns, the Timberwolves. Why are you so excited for that one?
Well, I'm excited because I want to see what Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal are going to do. Now, we know what they bring to the table offensively. They're relatively unstoppable. Nevertheless, the Minnesota Timberwolves may have something to say about that. They're great at getting out and contesting 3-point shots, forcing you into the teeth of their defense, where a soon-to-be 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and Rudy Gobert will be waiting. And so when I look at it from that perspective, I'm saying to myself, okay, what you going to do, Phoenix? What's the excuse? I don't see one. You, Phoenix, let me see what you're going to do, because let me tell you something. It's a very, very bad look. If that team with that squad, that roster, ends up going home in the first round to the relatively inexperienced Minnesota Timberwolves.
But Stephen A., you know who the most effective, most spectacular player on the court will be in that series? It ain't going to be none of the people you named. Anthony Edwards. And I'm with you. I'm rooting for the Suns. And the Suns came into this season with so much fanfare, where Vegas had them up there with Denver in the odds early on in this season, right? And there's been nothing this season that says that's justified. The other thing is, we're talking about a defensive or premier defensive team getting a test against this offensive juggernaut. That is great to watch. But I go back to Anthony Edwards. If he's the best player on the court in this series, Perk, Minnesota's going to win.
He may be the most spectacular. He may be the most effective, but he's not the most important. That is Karl Anthony Towns. Can Karl Anthony Towns dominate? Anthony Edwards said it himself. That Karl Anthony Towns, we're going to win this series because of how great he is.
Anthony Edwards was on NBA Today this week. He says he knows the Suns have had their number this year, and he is ready to prove that that will not be the case in the postseason.
And it's been significantly worse when Rudy Gobert was on the court. So what are you going to do? You going to pull him?
No, they're not.
Of course not.
Elite offense versus elite defense in this one. So many great games on Saturday.
Các bạn vừa xem xong video phân tích của chúng tôi. Sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm một chiếc vòng tay màu cam có tên của huấn luyện viên Wade Unseld nhìn này của tôi. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm cùng tôi luôn nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ sử dụng cây kéo này để mình cắt cái sợi dây này ra nhé. Sau khi cắt xong, bây giờ mình sẽ quấn các cái sợi dây thừa này vào. Sau khi cắt xong thì sợi dây của mình nó sẽ dài khoảng chừng này nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi sâu các cái hạt vào sợi dây này nhé. Đầu tiên mình sẽ sâu các cái hạt có các cái chữ cái như này vào trước nhé. Đầu tiên mình sẽ sâu chữ R này. Tiếp theo là chữ G. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ sâu một cái hạt có màu ở trong chiếc hộp này nhé. Mình sẽ sâu một cái hình trái tim màu cam này nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sâu chữ tiếp này. Mình sẽ sâu chữ giờ. Chữ giờ màu đen nha. Tiếp theo là chữ L cao. Rồi đến chữ E này. Tiếp theo là chữ S. Rồi mình sẽ sâu chữ N. Cuối cùng mình sẽ sâu chữ U này. Mình sẽ sâu cái chữ U màu đen nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình tiếp tục sâu cái hạt có màu. Mình sẽ sâu cái hạt như thế này nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình tiếp tục sâu chữ này. Mình sẽ sâu chữ S. Tiếp theo mình sẽ sâu chữ E. Cuối cùng là chữ V kép này. Đó, mình đã sâu xong các cái chữ cái rồi. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi sâu các cái hạt có màu vào nhé. Đầu tiên mình sẽ sâu cái hình tròn này. Tiếp theo là cái hình mặt cười. Rồi đến cái hình trái tim màu cam. Bây giờ mình tiếp tục sâu cái hình có hình trái tim ở giữa này. Mình sẽ sâu hai cái vào với nhau nhé. Cuối cùng mình sẽ sâu cái hạt này nhé. Thêm một cái hạt hình tròn màu cam này nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ cắt cái cây kim này ra. Mình sẽ buộc cái sợi dây này của mình vào nhé. Sau khi buộc xong mình sẽ cắt cái sợi dây thừa này ra nhé. Đó, vậy là mình đã hoàn thành xong được một chiếc vòng tay màu cam như thế này. Chúc các bạn làm thành công và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video tiếp theo nhé.